Ladies and gentlemen, heels and faces, casual wrestling fans, and all you smart marks. I'm Richie Moon,
And I'm Kayfabe Focus.
and this is Kayfabe Avenue. Yo, man, lots been going on in these wrestling streets. Raw, Dynamite, Collision, Smackdown. Let's not waste any time, man. Raw was live from MSG this week, and it started off hot. Cody Rhodes made a guest appearance from SmackDown. What is the brand? What is the draft? And Stephanie McMahon was there.
What is
So
a
it started, it
brand? What
started,
is a
it started
draft?
off hot. What do you think about that?
I think the Stephanie McMahon promo came out of nowhere. I didn't expect it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't expect the Stephanie McMahon appearance, even though she's getting inducted to the Hall of Fame this year.
Mm-hmm.
But I see what they try to do as far as delivering a message to Cody to try to get that anger into him. But I don't know if she was the right choice of person to deliver that,
Yeah, I agree.
considering she was a huge victim of 2009 Randy Orton, which they're referencing.
Mm-hmm.
So, should we be hearing from the victims or maybe the people who overcame him or like
Some people would say
someone who
that's the
mentored
reason why
him
she was
or
there.
something like that?
Some people say that's the reason why she was there is because
But
she
she
was a
didn't. She was a straight up victim. She needed to get her brother. Her brother got tossed. She needed to get her husband. Her husband got tossed. Then her daddy came back, which was a original person who got tossed, which started the whole cycle. Then all three of them came back in order to try to get a go against Randy Orton, and then they all got tossed against the Legacy, and then finally Triple H overcame by himself at WrestleMania. But
what's interesting
yeah, like
because she
they were
mentioned
victims.
she didn't mention her dad, but Cody had mentioned her father from a line that Steph has said, and we all they treated it like Voldemort, like they his name shall not be
Voldemort.
spoken. You know what I'm saying?
Voldemort.
Voldemort, excuse me, Voldemort. You know what I'm saying? Like his name shall not be spoken. They spoke around it because it went from Vince Senior straight to Stephanie. Bro, like, that
Yeah.
shit was hilarious. Like, so no, there was no McMahon's in between. There was just Steph, Vince Senior, and then I guess you.
That was the line. So
Say it again.
he told her, "You said that I'm not my father, and you're not your
Mm,
father either."
right, right.
So I don't know. I get the message. I get what they're trying to do. I don't think that was the
Mm,
right person to
yeah.
deliver the message. And you know what? While we're speaking of the right person to deliver the message, not to jump back and forth
Nah, do it.
between
All right,
shows,
it's all
but
right. Go ahead, just do it.
the call, person who's been calling Randy Orton gets revealed on Friday night SmackDown this week. And we might as well speak about it because it goes hand in hand with what happened on Monday night, which Cody shouldn't
Mm,
have even been on Raw, even though they try to give. I get it. You're trying to give the Garden fans a little bit extra. I get it,
yeah.
but it's revealed to be Pat McAfee is the one um, that's behind the phone calls with Randy. Not the right person,
Pat McAfee
but
was the voices inside Randy Orton's head.
yo,
Crazy.
I wonder why he's going crazy.
Yeah, no wonder why he's going crazy.
he wasn't the person that we needed to deliver that message at all, or whatever message. But his message hit harder than Stephanie's message to Cody. A hundred
The
percent.
delivery,
A
he
hundred
delivered it.
percent.
Whether you like Pat McAfee or not, he delivered the hell out of that promo.
It was a shoot. It was a shoot. A lot of people feeling down on some of the directions. Um, I don't even think people are too down as far as the creative directions so much. Ironically, this year, I think the problem with WrestleMania this year is you guys got cocky within the last year and a half, 2 years. You guys started inflating prices on everything, outpricing the core fans, getting all these rich motherfuckers into the floor seats, taking up the 100 sections. Now you pushing the core fans into the 300 sections, but you want to charge 400 so we could bleed our nose for whatever hours of WrestleMania. and the proof is in the pudding with not only what Pat McAfee said, but the facts. They've had three sales of WrestleMania where they've discounted the tickets or lowered the pricing on the tickets. Now, I'm gauging every time these sales come because we bought our tickets on the President's Day sale. So
Mhm.
ever since then, there's been like 2, 3 other promotions they tried. I go back and I cross reference. What's the price drop or price significance between when we bought it? Because I think you owe me some chicken. You know,
Yeah.
if you significantly drop it by like half price, I need a refund. I need some kind
Well,
of
yeah.
some type of get back. So,
I'm actually. This is
but
not. This is not even.
it's
It's
actually
not to
only
defend
been like a
WWE.
$20 difference.
Yeah, I mean, inflation is to play a part. So not even to really, but this is just the reality of the fact. There's inflation. Tourism year on year has been down in Vegas, and like you said, there was arrogance on WWE's part because they were originally supposed to go. And the Rock announcements, if everybody remember, they were supposed to go to New Orleans. So going to the same place year to year, you're bound to see a downward trend. Even and I think this would be anywhere if they did this in New York, Texas, no matter where you was
Well,
doing WrestleMania back to back. I don't think was the
let's be
best idea.
real.
You
Vegas is
don't
not
laugh
a
the same town twice.
Vegas is not a huge town. It's just not.
It's just
So
Vegas.
you've already maxed out with the community last year who cashed out for WrestleMania last year. The majority of
Mm-hmm.
them are like, nah, we did it last year. I'm probably just gonna stay home and watch it. So now
Went to Vegas last year.
you're focused solely on tourism, solely on the fans that are willing to travel. And then you already made those fans go to Vegas last year.
And which is
I love
crazy.
Vegas, but Vegas is not the type of place where you want to base your entire vacation on for multiple days for a full week of WrestleMania back to back. There's no beaches in Vegas.
Right.
You know what I mean?
This was this past year. This is one of the biggest Mardi Gras. They had one of the biggest turnouts for Mardi Gras this year. This was one of the biggest ones, and this is where WrestleMania was supposed to be.
Yeah, they should have did it. They should have done it. So, there's a lot of factors. We got to consider the state of the world is true. It's getting more expensive for everything, but
Yeah.
the price out was noticeable before a lot of the gas
Facts.
issues and a lot of the tariffs really starting to kick people's asses. This was happening before. It's been happening for the past like 2 years that the prices have been increasing. Or every time Triple H comes out, oh, we did this record number, we did this record number. Every time they've
Right.
increased the price a little bit more the next time.
So
These
I want to ask you guys a question. Do you think this is a mix between price inflation, which is naturally happening in the world? Can't fault WWE for that. That's just naturally happening in the United States. But also, there has been people have not been all the way happy with creative. So when you're
it plays a
increasing
part of
prices
it. It
and
plays a
people
part
haven't
of
been
it.
happy,
But I'm hearing more people complain about the prices than so much creative. And I've been telling you guys for week after week. In reality, this has been the most well booked, not rushed, not last minute WrestleMania in years. Every year has been a rush the last 2, 3 weeks to pack the entire card. We've known the majority of this card for weeks now. They've been establishing story week to week.
what
So
about WrestleMania? What about going into WrestleMania 40?
it was even worse because the whole shit shifted. They changed the entire storyline the month it was supposed to start because instead of pointing at the WrestleMania sign, you want to point at the wrong champion and you want to go to work for yourself, which
I
was
mean,
proven.
I would say WrestleMania 40. I wish that I had that feeling going into WrestleMania this year. I am more excited to go to Vegas and just experience WrestleMania out there, like the atmosphere of WrestleMania, than kind of like the build has been. If you understand if you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Not saying that the build has been
it's
bad.
being
I don't think it's been bad.
it's being with the fans
But
in Vegas and seeing how they're gonna contribute to the vibe out there. I I definitely understand that part, but you have to really put a lot of weight on the pricing too, because, for instance, leading up to this last MSG show, watching those last minute prices drop because they were trying to pack MSG, it was still about 120 to 40 average for nosebleeds.
That's a lot.
You
That's a
rewind,
lot.
you rewind 3, 4 years ago. That was that would get you in the section 100.
Yeah, but we can't. But we're gonna keep going. It's kind of a circle because that's like that's
They
inflation. So
that's that no no
we
that's
can't.
that's WWE inflation. That's TKO inflation. Because when Vince was still in charge, no matter what's happening in the world, the prices were reasonable.
You
The
know
prices
what?
were
This is
reasonable.
true.
He,
This is
he knew
true.
what
This is
he knew what he was
TKO
doing.
inflation.
Yeah, it's true.
They've been rubbing their successes and their sellout crowds and their record breaking sales so long. At a certain point, the fans are gonna realize, like, that's our money he's boasting about. And I went from being in section 100 to being on top of the bleachers, on top of the roof, to see the same show that I watched last
And I
year.
think we're in order right now.
So speaking of TKO and their interference with the company, the rumor mill, everybody's saying that the Pat McAfee being the person on the phone, they're saying that call was not a Triple H call. That was not part of the creative. That was a call from Andy White and Nick Khan. That's what they're saying. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? It does not.
I mean,
I tend to lean with
it's
that
kind of
because it doesn't
true. It's
seem
kind of
like.
true. Because McAfee's agent is Ari Emanuel, the head of TKO. So of course it would make sense that if he wanted to his own client to come in, that's money in his pocket.
Mhm.
So that's
But
kind of like conflict of interest right there.
it's not just Pat McAfee though. They've been bringing in a bunch of celebrities. Jelly Roll's been on back-to-back Smackdowns. Had a match last week. Um, Little
But
Yachty
celebrities are
is
not
involved with
celebrities are
Trick.
not new to wrestling. But celebrities are not new to
Pat is a
wrestling.
celebrity. Pat's a
So is
celebrity
he though?
just because he's had a
He's
part-time
a,
just he's had a
Yeah,
part-time
he's a
role
celebrity.
on commentary and he's dabbled in the ring here and there. He's still a celebrity. They know him for being the NFL kicker. They know him for
Mhm.
being Pat McAfee's show, his podcast. They know him as that guy. Majority. He has a career completely outside of WWE. He could say fuck this contract with WWE today, and he's still gonna be Pat McAfee. So yeah, they're doing it with multiple celebrities. I don't see the issue. I see this as we was probably gonna get the
Mhm.
Pat McAfee surprise entrance at WrestleMania just so he could compensate anyways. But at least now we could give Pat McAfee some spicy shit to say. And on top of that, maybe we could get Cody to release some of that frustration we're trying to prove he has next Friday on SmackDown.
Well,
We still got it. We still got 2 weeks.
just for we still got 2 weeks. I agree with what you said. I think Pat McAfee said all the great things. I think he cut a great promo. I would have preferred that from Dave Batista. Maybe this is me just fantasy booking. My thing is even let's look at this from
even
a one
Triple
hundred
H. Even
percent
Triple H would have been a better choice.
exactly. Let's look at this from and this is from a strictly kayfabe perspective. Triple H would have been a better choice. Hell, I would have. Nah,
The only
sorry to
person,
swear. I
if we
actually
going
prefer Pat
kayfabe,
McAfee.
if we going kayfabe, it only makes sense to be a legacy member or The Rock. It's the only people who make sense. The Rock makes sense because whose soul he tried to take first? Cody's.
That would have been the perfect way to tie that whole story up.
John Cena's soul obviously didn't work out for The Rock, right? Randy Orton's willing
There
to
was
do
too much
whatever the
adrenaline in it.
Randy
He had
Orton
too much
is that
adrenaline in it.
guy. Randy Orton is that guy that will give what it takes, put down whoever he needs to do to get those belts. That's in his nature. That's in his history. That's the
Do
only
you
person who would have
think
made sense.
TKO reached out to The Rock and he said no? Because with all due respect, The Rock is definitely a better choice than Pat McAfee, and this is no knock
I
on Pat
think
McAfee.
I think whatever happened in the disagreement and um the issue with WrestleMania 40 and the way that turned out, and Rock not getting his one-on-one with his cousin. Um, I think that shit really affected their relationship. He's gonna always be WWE. He's a part of the board.
He's still on the board.
That's what I'm saying. He's a part of the board. But as far as dabbling in creative and giving that part of himself, I think he's probably moved on at this point. I think it would have to take something like really self-serving, ironically, to get The Rock on
WrestleMania,
board.
like WrestleMania next year.
WrestleMania, give him his Roman Reigns match. If Roman takes the title of CM Punk, which I think he is, at Mania, and he carries it to next Mania, I could see The Rock coming back to get the match they never did.
Maybe, maybe. But that, and those are things that we definitely needed to talk about. There were some other things that did happen on Raw and things. Let's go, man. Usos lost the tag team title. Due to freaking actual speed and LA Knight. Yeah,
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 yeah. And
yeah.
then LA Knight popped up on iShow Speed stream and basically threw him through the camera. So I like that because I didn't want LA Knight to not get anything. Like I felt like sometimes with superstars, you can't do it to everybody. They have a large roster, but I felt like with LA Knight, it was just you were just sitting around, and almost the same thing with Gunther. On card, on paper, this WrestleMania looks absolutely amazing. You know what I'm saying? So and I'm willing to give WWE grace. And, sometimes the internet wrestling community can just be so crazy, but so many injuries happen. So I'm willing to give them. I'm willing to give them grace. Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Rey Mysterio, and his right knee.
His right rib.
Yes. It's always, even if it's right rib, his right shoulder, it's always gonna be his right knee.
Mm.
So I give them grace, man. A lot of injuries happen.
Let's look at the card so far. We got Oba and Brock. Everybody's hype
We didn't
about
even talk
that.
about that segment on Raw.
Oba and Brock. We got Seth and Gunther. We
Yeah.
didn't we didn't think Gunther was gonna do anything meaningful. We were scared it was gonna be Dragon Lee. No
Yep.
offense to
He was
Dragon
gonna
Lee,
retire. He was gonna retire Dragon Lee.
not to retire, but
Nah.
he needs a big match. Seth Rollins lost his match against Braun. The swerve with Brock ended up being Oba. So that was a good swerve. Now we got a legitimate match. Seth versus Gunther. Which is something to look forward to. Cody versus Orton, whether we like the Pat edition or not. That's gonna be a great match.
Mm-hmm.
We got Rhea and Jade, might be a sleeper.
I think that's gonna be a good match.
There's so much. Roman, Punk, like that's just 6 matches I mentioned. It's 2 nights.
It's probably going to be a double face turn. I mean, not double face turn. Probably going to just be a heel face turn with Trick Williams and Sami Zayn. I think they're going to fully pull the trigger. Even though I do think Trick Williams should win, but I think Sami Zayn is definitely just going to go. He's going to go full heel and cheat and.
He's already
Sami
a
Zayn,
heel.
Sami Zayn's
He's
character
already
is
heel.
annoying. It's so annoying. And he is already heel because he's what he did to Melo as far as I'm gonna make it a Mania and then taking the cheap victory and then this week, not to bounce. I know you're trying to do the shows, but we're talking about it and
They parallel. That's all right.
it's annoying as hell. We get the rematch. Carmelo lost his title last week, the United States Championship, to Sami Zayn. Guess the rematch. There's a spot where it looks like Melo might be hurt. The referee pulls Melo to the side to check on him. Sami Zayn takes that opportunity to hit him with his finisher, and then the referee counts to 3. First of all, what kind of good type of ref is it going to be like, let me distract this guy, stop it, but I'm going to let him take the pin even though I stopped the motion of the match so far.
Stop burying the ref. Stop burying the ref, wrestling companies. Please stop burying the refs.
What kind of idiot? Yeah, for real. If we gotta blame it on the ref, what kind of idiot ref does the distraction for the guy? and then counts the
All
pin.
wrestling,
I'd have said, no, no,
all
back
wrestling
up.
companies, bro.
I'd have been like, back up. You got to get on your feet. Obviously, story related. I still think
Right.
Carmelo's going to get inserted into this match. But you got to do it in better ways. Like, I don't know what's wrong with the writers. Is like
It was clunky. It was clunky.
they're putting the right pieces for certain shit, but they're not executing it in the way it should.
I was gonna say sometimes that
Like
happens. Sometimes it's
the
just
mystery caller
execution.
for Orton, good little mystery. The Stephanie coming out and speaking to Cody and giving motivation, it
It's
makes
the wrong
sense,
person.
but
It's the
it's the
same thing.
wrong people.
It's the wrong people delivering the message. It's the wrong people. Like if there was one time that Triple H should have inserted himself into a storyline, this would have been the storyline that he should have inserted himself into. Like you don't need to be in the old Femi, even though he just came out there to separate them. But that's just to show the importance. Like nobody else can do it, but like Triple H being the big boss, he can separate it. But he should have definitely inserted himself into the storyline.
It,
Sorry, Pat McAfee, he
look
just
at
did not need to.
look at the Randy Orton situation, right? The writers want us to boo Randy Orton. That's not gonna happen. The more vicious and vindictive Randy Orton gets, the more the fans are gonna like him. The
This is a
more of a
WWE
good
trope, though.
guy Randy Orton becomes, the more we're gonna like Randy Orton. The
This is
more
a
of an anti-hero Randy Orton becomes, the more we're gonna like. There's no hate. Like there's no option for hating
yeah.
Randy Orton. There's no
And
option for that.
he's also at that status in his career where he's just going to get cheered no matter what. One and two,
So
WWE has to stop doing this trope. They have to stop doing this. This is a good guy and this is a bad guy. No, we are. You have to update the storyline
for
to
real,
modern time. People are ambiguous. You know what I'm saying? Like
And then
it's not a
and then on
clear
top
good
of
guy,
that,
this
not a clear
generation
bad
reads
guy.
between the lines and sees
Right.
shades of gray. This generation, especially, stop black
and
and
then
whiting everything.
That
on
part.
top of that, you guys decide to do this shit in St. Louis, of all places. The
Oh,
hometown
we're gonna
hero
hate the
is
hometown
gonna get
hero
booed.
because he
Yeah,
said he doesn't live
okay.
here anymore.
Oh
That
yeah,
part.
big whoop.
That
Big
part.
whoop.
He's our 14-time champion.
That's what I'm
He
saying.
can
Like
live wherever the fuck he wants, but he's born and raised in St. Louis, so they're gonna rep him regardless. Stop
it's
getting us to try to hate Randy. It's not working. It's not happening. And it's not
right.
just Pat. They put Matt Cardona in this position 2 weeks ago. Where's Matt
Yep.
Cardona this week? Losing to Aleister Black, who is the wrong
Aaron Cross.
person delivering Karrion Kross's promos and gimmick.
Damn.
The right
You mean
messages, the wrong people. Class, do we need to get into this for the viewers out there, for the listeners out there? The right messages, the
wrong
wrong people.
people? Yeah,
We got
that's a trend.
Aleister Black becoming Karrion Kross. No, we just
That,
want Karrion Kross. You got Matt Cardona trying to make a storyline reason to hate Randy. It's not happening. Cardona, go focus
exactly.
on your own shit. You make us not like with
Go turn,
Cardona.
go
Right.
turn heel, become the deathmatch king again, and that's it.
Right.
Yeah.
You make us not like Cardona because you insert him into this position because you're trying to swerve the angle into a way it's not gonna go. If and when, right? Because I'm going for Orton. If and when he pounds Cody into the mat and raises that belt, the whole WrestleMania is gonna be chanting for Orton. We're gonna be screaming RKO, RKO the entire fucking match. All that effort needs to be redirected. If you need to have Cody get some edge, have Cody get some edge. Make him walk. Give him the Stone Cold. He walked in. He beat up everybody the entire episode. Who wants it? You think I don't got edge? You think I don't snap like the Viper? Have him
Wait.
whip everybody
Cody
out.
can't have edge. Cody can't have edge. He's an AEW. But listen, but like at the
That's a coach.
You have him come back out later in the show on Smackdown. You have him come back out
he got a lot of grit,
Crossroads Kit Wilson,
which is
which is
toxic.
what you should have
Very
done from the
toxic.
beginning, right? If you want him to be toxic, you should have done that from the beginning. No reason, no rhyme, no reason. I just came in, walked in. Crossroads this innocent, non-toxic individual, and then cut the hell of a promo. That's all we need.
But wait,
You
hold on.
just
There was
bury Pat. You just bury Pat
the
because
rumor mill is
writers
saying
don't know how to not force a direction.
the rumor mill is saying that Pat McAfee's promo was a shoot. Nobody knew what he was going to say, and the rumor mill is also saying that the writers, backstage was like, "Yo, Cody, go out there and shoot from the hip." And honestly, it did. It really it's in an ironic way what Stephanie was trying to tell Cody to do on Monday ultimately ended up happening on Friday with that fiery ass promo that he cut. And y'all remember when they were trying to push Billy Gunn back in the day, and then a Rock just completely cooked his soul with the promo and talked about Bob and, oh, my name is Bob, it's Billy. It doesn't matter what your name is, Billy. That is what Cody did to Pat McAfee on SmackDown. Like, we were waiting for who the reveal was, and it was like the third man being Disco Inferno. Like, yo, honestly, I don't care what Pat McAfee has to say. Like, you're done. Cody cooked you. He cooked your soul. It's done. Go do commentary. Go yell on your sports podcast about football, bro. You're done. Like,
But
thank you
that's
everyone for the
I
sense of
think that's
creativity.
all that's ever expected of Pat McAfee, anyways. Like I said earlier in the
Right.
show, Pat is probably was gonna get the, oh my god, Pat McAfee's here, that have come out with his intro, say his ass a commentary, and give us a match featuring his commentary. That's all that he's there for normally. So they just added
Right.
a little spice here. Let's give Pat something extra to do. You know, right things, wrong person. If you
Do y'all
put,
think Dave Bautista wasn't available?
I don't
No,
think Dave
he's doing a
Bautista
movie.
cares. I don't think even he. I
But
don't think he
that's
cares either.
behind him. That's behind him. He doesn't. He's a movie
Batista's
star now.
actually a real good actor,
Not
believe it
yet.
or not. Like,
He's
He
really
does
good
some
right
good
now.
movies too.
yeah, he
He's not.
does.
He's very selective with his movies. He does
But if
good
they
movies.
wanted to bring somebody back, they should have brought Ted back
Especially now that
immediately.
Yo,
he's cleared of his charges. Bring Ted
yo, I
back.
ain't gonna hold
Have him
you.
be the mediator between the legacy.
That would have been
Easy,
great.
easy.
And you know what I think would have been the biggest
Especially
pop? Well, I understand
okay.
why they wouldn't do it, but I think Vince McMahon.
They'll never do it.
I know, I know.
They'll
Well, I
never
mean,
do it.
from a public perspective, I understand why they wouldn't do it. But I'm not mad if they went with Ted DiBiase. I wouldn't have been mad about that either. Like, especially since he just got. It's like it was like almost like the timing was perfect. He gets acquitted in real life. Shoot, bring his ass in. Like, I,
That's why I said
yeah.
it only made
We're
sense
gonna keep going in circles. What
if you
are they
had that
doing?
legacy member in between. That's the only person that lived the experience with Cody and Randy on equal footing.
Mm-hmm.
So Ted DiBiase Jr. was the only person in that role. If you want to go with what the storylines have been the past couple years, The Rock was the only person that made sense in
Right.
that sense. Cody didn't sell his soul to me. The John Cena didn't work out. He flipped midway, and then now I could do this with Orton. Orton is that guy that so it would have been
Or
done
if they
if you would
wanted
have
to
just
focus
turned
on the
changed the person.
future, or if they wanted to focus on the future, they should have had Fit Finley, William Regal, and the Birthright come out and
Yeah,
just beat the shit out of Cody Rhodes
bring them up as
again.
a Legacy 2.0.
Legacy 2.0,
Yep.
right there.
Yeah.
And
You know what?
It's
with Randy
literally right
Orton in the
there.
Triple H mentorship role,
Yo,
it could have
it's
been Evo Legacy or
right.
Legalution.
Because you have to remember, Pat McAfee and Randy Orton have to save pro wrestling, right? They have to save the business because it's dying despite doing record numbers. This company and other companies, they have to save the wrestling business because it's just doing so bad. So,
I don't know why
um,
they think it's doing so bad. We got Joey Janela Spring Break coming to to WrestleMania Vegas too. Come on.
yep.
Shout out to Brody Lee Jr.
Oh
Oh
no.
man, yeah. We have there's some cool things going on outside of the out of the yo. That promo that Joey Janela said about Brody Lee. Yo, he's gonna be an ill wrestler when he actually gets of age. Number one, -1 is actually gonna be an ill wrestler when he actually gets of age.
I hope he has a growth spurt soon. He said he gets
On the
fucking bad.
AEW side, and we got Pac versus Osprey on Dynamite. We got MJF and Omega coming up. Thunder Rosa signed a couple of wrestlers have been doing this. They've been signing dual contracts with CMLL and AEW. Now to some wrestling fans, maybe listening to us and thinking whatever. I just want to just quietly remind you, CMLL on Mexico City on a Friday night does about 15,000 people in their stadium every Friday. Every Friday. So that's nothing to like, just be like, oh, yeah, it's that. Like they do big business.
Okay, they not so.
We had a returning Sheeta who went against Will Nightingale. We had Darby Allin trying to
I'm
go
glad.
for the
I'm
world
glad. I'm
championship.
glad she came back. You know, she's off the milk carton. We just need Britt Baker to be off the milk carton as well.
I want Britt Baker to leave.
Me too.
Straight up, I want Britt Baker. She needs to go to she needs to go to WWE. It's that's it's done. It's done. Unless she comes
If
back,
she's been on the shelf for non-personal, like to her own life reasons, and this is strictly a decision on Tony Khan, they don't deserve her. She shouldn't give her talent to that company anymore. She needs to get out of there and go somewhere else. I'm not
If I
saying
facts.
was her, I
WWE.
sue. I
Just go.
sue.
Just go.
Yeah,
You've been on the bench. You were the top of the company. Arguably, the only person who's
one of
made
the
sense
cornerstones.
in the main event scene from the beginning, outside of a Tony Storm holding it down. And this is what we've gotten. I don't give a fuck what the beef is. Who she pissed off backstage. If they're intimidated by her or some shit, I don't give a fuck. Make it a storyline. Get them bitches out there and have them give us the best content that you could possibly give us. I'm
Yeah,
tired
I
of it.
want to see.
You know what's gonna
I want to see her
happen?
leave.
Britt Baker just needs to get an AK-47 and put it right to Tony Khan's head and like get me a release out of this contract like Pooh Shiesty did to Gucci Mane.
Damn.
Because it seems like that's the only way that she's gonna get out of this contract and everything, just to go to WWE and such.
Right, because like at this point, unless she comes back and they just put a rock on her and push her straight to the moon, it's done. This ship has sailed. The doctor is out of office. The dentist is closed. Let's pack this up, wrap it up, one time for the one time. Yee, we up out of
And
here.
then another thing is like with Tekla,
I like
she's
Tekla.
good.
She's going on me.
She's good. She's good.
Yeah,
But she's not world champion material just yet. And she can't really carry this women division as much as Britt Baker or any of the former champions or
I
whatever.
agree.
I feel like she'll get there eventually. Like
Yeah.
right now she should have been the TBS champion,
Yes. Yes.
but world title?
I think
I
this
don't
was
know
I,
about
I
that.
think this was a missed opportunity to have Will Nightingale as your women's world champion. They should have pulled the trigger on Will Nightingale. She should have been the world champion, and Tekla should be the TBS because I feel the same way that you do about Tekla, folks. I like Tekla. She cut these really kind of offbeat in her accent, these really dope kind of promos. She's a good wrestler, but I don't think she should have been the world champion just quite yet. They should have been building her up
Because right now she's on
to the
her
TV.
Jamie Hayter. I'm holding this AEW Women's Championship, but I'm not really doing much with it.
Yeah, I want
And,
Jamie
and,
Hayter to
and
win.
it's, but the thing is, she's not in the tag team, so Jamie Hayter is probably gonna have to go after the tag team titles or something.
Because the Brawling Birds are actually getting over, but Jamie Hayter never really lost her championship, so I want Jamie Hayter to win. But it's kind of bad time. They need Mercedes Moné to come back. She needs to come back because
I mean,
that
she just
women's
lost.
division.
She just vacated her last belt, so
Yeah,
who
a
knows? Maybe we'll
vacancy
see
world
her
tour.
at Wrestle Dream. You might see her at
She'll
Wrestle
probably
Dream
come back to
defending.
Dynasty because the
She
Yeah,
women's
should.
Dynasty,
division
not Wrestle Dream.
they have talent, but they need her. They need that since Tony Stormer's out there. They need that ace. Their ace is gone, so Mercedes has to be the ace of the women's division.
I mean, that was the best opportunity for that, especially with Double or Nothing coming up right behind that.
Right,
Get her
and we will
back.
be at Double or
Have
Nothing.
her interfere in the women's championship. She needs this. She lost all the other belts. Now it's time. It's
Yeah,
perfect.
and she'll probably be a face to time. So now you can finally, she can do that whole redemption arc, fans behind her. You know what I'm saying? And she can finally be World Heavyweight Championship Mercedes one day. So yeah, man. I think wrestling overall, honestly, is in a good place. I like that AEW. It took them long enough, but I feel like they're finally reinvigorating New Japan Pro Wrestling. A lot of AEW wrestlers are now going to be in the G1 tournament coming up. It seems like that collaboration is more of a collaboration now because before it was just
You know
AEW
why?
picking off the top stars of New Japan Pro Wrestling, but now it's more of they're working together, the
You
younger
know why?
talents working together. So
Because they're trying to book the Forbidden Door in June right now. So right now they're gonna set up the United Empire versus the Death Riders for Forbidden Door.
I see that.
So
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure after this match with Will Ospreay and John Moxley, gonna have another match where United Empire gets into a giant brawl with the Death Riders, and that's gonna lead up into the Forbidden Door, and that's probably gonna be the main event of Forbidden Door, the United Empire versus the Death Riders.
See, now that's the way you do. That's cross promotion. That's the way you do it. You're just not just cherry picking the other company's top stars and that's it. So I think wrestling is in a good place, despite what a lot of the internet has to say. I think wrestling all over and different. I mean, is everything perfect? No, but I think WWE is in a good
Well,
place. I think
right
AEW is in a
now,
good place. I think NXT is in a good place. I don't know what happened to TNA.
Triple A is in a good place right now.
Yes.
We have Lady Flamer defeating I forgot her name, but she defeated all of the rest of the women roster with as a champion. I'm thinking that maybe they'll eventually have some NXT people come in, so she could defeat. I mean, she just defeated Bailey, so we'll see what else other challengers there's out for her. So hopefully they'll do some more cross promotion with that as well.
She can go like on an Oscar run where
Basically,
she should be undefeated.
she's basically held that title for almost like 400 days. So we'll see what happens with that as well.
Nice, nice. But yeah, the overall wrestling world, I think it's in a good place, and I think we can probably do this all day though.
WrestleMania in 2 weeks. Kayfabe will be there, and stay tuned for more coverage.